Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing something a bit different, a real snapshot of the globe. We've gathered sources on the top 10 global stories from just the last, say, 10 hours or so, as of July 6th, 2025. Our mission for you listening is to pull out the most important bits, the key facts, maybe some surprises from all this fast-moving news.
Exactly. It's fascinating, really, getting this real-time pulse. You see everything from geopolitics shifting to environmental news. It really shows how interconnected everything is. We'll try to help you understand not just what's happening, but maybe why it matters.
Okay, let's dive in. And we have to start with some really difficult news out of Texas. Severe flash floods. Tragically, at least 43 lives lost and dozens still missing, many from a Christian summer camp, which is just awful. Governor Abbott's asking for a federal disaster declaration.
Yeah, truly heartbreaking. And that federal declaration piece is key.
What does that actually unlock?
Well, it opens up significant federal aid. Think
Yeah.
emergency housing, help for the unemployed, funds to rebuild roads, bridges, that kind of thing.
Oh.
It tells you the scale is huge, beyond what the state or local folks can handle alone. And it really underscores the human cost of these extreme weather events we're seeing more of.
Mm-hmm. And then also unsettling, switching continents, some disturbing events in Australia.
Yes, two things popping up. A suspicious fire at the East Melbourne synagogue. An arrest has been made, and it's being called an anti-Semitic hate crime.
Horrible.
And then separately, a bizarre incident at a zoo, an employee attacked and injured.
Wow. It's a really strange mix of events.
It is. The synagogue fire is a stark reminder, isn't it, about
Yeah.
ongoing prejudice, how these things can just flare up.
Mm-hmm.
And the zoo attack, well, it just highlights the sheer randomness sometimes of what makes the news globally. Local incidents grabbing attention.
It's quite something to see these immediate human stories play out against, well, these bigger global shifts. Let's maybe pivot to the economy now. Dow futures are recovering a bit after the July 4th holiday, but there's definitely tension. That July 9th U.S. tariff truce deadline is looming large. The EU is apparently scrambling in talks to avoid new duties. And look at gold prices surging, a classic safe haven move.
Right, that gold surge is telling, isn't it? Even with the Dow recovering slightly.
To tell us, underlying nerves.
Exactly. It points to this persistent uncertainty. Investors are hedging, worried about trade, friction, economic stability, especially with that deadline so close. Signals caution, a search for security, even if some sectors look okay on the surface.
And speaking of market reactions, here's a real curveball. Tesla stock slipped. Why? Elon Musk announced plans to launch the America Party.
Yes. That's unexpected.
It's fascinating, not just a new political thing, but how quickly investors react when a major CEO seems to shift focus like that. Maybe a sign of how business and politics are getting tangled.
Absolutely. Musk's move raises big questions. And it fits into this broader picture of shifting power dynamics, doesn't it? Well, look at geopolitics. The NATO summit in The Hague just wrapped up. They pledged to boost defense spending 5% of GDP by 2035. That's huge. Plus, new weapons for Ukraine, more nuclear-capable jets deployed, a real strengthening of that bloc.
Okay, a big commitment from NATO. But at the same time, aren't we seeing other groups rising?
Spot on. That's the other side of the coin. Right now, Brazil is hosting the BRICS Summit, July 6th and 7th. And remember, BRICS just expanded significantly. Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, the UAE are in. Saudi Arabia's been invited.
Wow, that's a major shift.
It really is, seen by many as a counterweight to established Western alliances. It speaks volumes about changing global influence.
Okay, now for something completely different and frankly a bit mind-bending, scientists are reporting Earth's rotation is speeding up. Record speeds, apparently.
Yeah, I saw that. Strange, right?
So strange. We're going to have ultra-short days in July and August, like 1.5 milliseconds shorter, and it's starting talk of a negative leap second. First time ever.
A negative leap second.
What even is that?
It's pretty wild. It means potentially our global clocks might have to skip a second to stay aligned with Earth's faster spin. Sounds tiny, 1.5 milliseconds, but for systems needing hyperaccuracy, GPS, satellites, communications, it has real implications. They rely on precise time.
Wow. Okay. And the contrast there is quite stark. While the planet's spinning faster, we're facing this massive environmental crisis. The marine heat wave, ongoing since 2023, has apparently devastated about 84% of coral reefs worldwide, the worst bleaching event ever recorded.
It's catastrophic, and we need to understand this isn't just about losing pretty underwater scenery.
Right. Why is it so critical?
Coral reefs are fundamental. They support maybe a quarter of all marine life. Losing them means massive disruption to ocean food chains, impacting fish stocks we rely on, coastal protection. Even the oxygen we breathe, indirectly, it's a huge red flag for the planet's health.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective. Okay, let's find a positive note here.
Yep.
Parts of the Seine River reopened for swimming for the first time since 1923. Ahead of the Olympics, of course, but still amazing after a century.
That is incredible. A real symbol of urban renewal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And environmental effort paying off shows what can be done.
Definitely a testament to sticking with something.
And one more significant milestone, culturally this time, the Dalai Lama is celebrating his 90th birthday today, July 6th, in Dharamshala. Naturally, there's a lot of attention, global eyes watching, particularly on whether he might announce anything about a successor, especially with ongoing scrutiny from China. It touches on Tibetan Buddhism's future, geopolitics, complex stuff.
90 years old. Quite a moment.
So this whole deep dive, it just shows the sheer range of things happening all at once. Human activity, planetary changes, and knowledge is really most valuable when you understand it, maybe apply it. These different stories, different perspectives, they enrich how we see the world.
So what does all this mean for you? As you go about your week, maybe think about how these threads, economy, environment, politics, even the Earth's spin, might connect in ways you didn't expect. What piece of news from today's global snapshot stands out most to you? Something to think about.